Hey guys, this is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, aka Vulcan Wolverine 2. I hope everybody is staying relatively safe. If you're targeted, if you're tortured and experimented on by directed energy weapons and neuro weapons, and just the crashing of our civilization, the rise of Mordor. I hope everybody's doing okay. Not looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in Atlanta. Um, I kind of don't want to get into all that. There's so much stuff going on, so many angles of asymmetrical warfare and ripping down America and other countries right now. So I know that we're being bombarded by, really bad news, and things are going really bad. So I wanted to give some hopeful information for targeted individuals, and this is some information where we can take action, right? Something to look forward to in October. I do think with everything that's going on, like some police are leaving their jobs. They're defunding a lot of the police, and then I think even in some place they're going to disband the police. This is going to leave an opening for more community policing and private industries, private contractors to maybe come in and doing law enforcement. I know sheriffs will too, but this is playing right into the hands. The riots and all this violent stuff that's going on is playing right into the hands of the New World Order, and what they want to do to tear down countries and then build up the technocracy that they want to build so they can surveil, remote neural monitor, and have a truly way more horrible world than 1984, because it won't just be surveilling you in your house, it'll be looking into your brain, right? So all this kind of plays into it. We just have to do the best we can, get out as much truth as we can right now, speak out in a non-insane way, right? Because there's a lot of insanity and more polarization, of the races. Some people even saying there might be a civil war soon. I say we're already kind of in it. But let me show you this. This is on change.org, and I'm going to put this in the description, guys. I'm going to put all these links in the description. Dr. Millicent Black started this petition at change.org to stop false diagnosis leading to forced psychiatric detainment, to cover illegal human experimentation and military training resulting in torture. They're at like 4,512 have signed. I'm reading the number right there. I was going to do an estimate, but then I just read the number. So they're really close. She's really close to reaching the goal of 5,000. So let's get that up. Let's get that up. So and even blast past 5,000. Let me read you guys something about this. Some of the description of it. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you're getting through this insanity. I feel a little bit better today. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm trying to just feel better, and I've changed up some things. So, but it's a constant battle, because my attackers are always kind of trying to psyop me if I switch something up and I think it's working. They'll psyop me for a while and then hit me even harder. But I feel a little bit more energy. Maybe I'll be able to put some more videos out. I was thinking about something else I need. Oh, okay. It's to do in this video. This is not this, but let me read something about this, and then we'll go to the update on the UN new report and the investigation into cyber torture. And just torture in general in all the countries, that has to do with no-touch torture and the kind of systemic torture with integrated directed energy weapon systems and neuro weapon systems and things like that. But so on this petition, stop false diagnoses leading to forced psychiatric detainment, to cover illegal human experimentation and military training resulting in torture. So this petition is to ask Congress to immediately implement legislation to stop the fraudulent diagnosis and detention of involuntary human research subjects as mentally ill without proper validation as set forth by individual state policies and procedure. Victims may also be used in non-consensual human research for military training, which is, what's happening to us, what's happening to black, white, brown, yellow, purple people all over the globe. And I'd say it's a huge priority. A lot of the things that are, like I said earlier, a lot of the things that are going on, the riots and the destruction and police, speaking out against the police, and this policeman that was just doing his job in Atlanta. I mean, they've charged him with felony murder, which he could be executed. Like, he could be put to death for that. And so police are leaving in Atlanta. Insanity, like insanity, just insanity. Not unity. It's creating more polarization. The hit here, destroy city there, and it's just dividing everybody. You got to think of what the New World Order is doing, kind of like a time bomb. And in those movies where the people they're trying to disable the time bomb, you got to take this wire out and then you take this wire out. And what's happening now is it's like taking a time bomb out with a nuclear bomb. So the bomb's going to explode. And a lot of these things that we're fighting against with globalization, gotta disarm it like a time bomb. Gotta be careful, But I mean, a lot of the things that are going on, the protests and the riots, a lot of people do believe in them. But a lot of very, very high up globalist left organizations and even higher up are pulling the strings and using a lot of people to create destruction, to create anarchy, and the kind of destruction and change where they can destroy our country and destabilize, right? So we saw Yuri Bezmenov say the 4 stages of destroying a country is demoralization, destabilization, then crisis, and then normalization. So, and I think they do that over and over and over again, right? They do that, and it's not just going to be like that was way back when Soviet communism was the big worry, but it's more of a globalist technocracy that's going to come out of what socialism can bring. If they can get us all like on welfare and universal income and stuff like that, then they can go along with more surveillance and getting people into jobs like gang stalking, contact tracing, privatize a lot of police work, privatize a lot of things so that these security industries that are doing experimentation can have their own private policemen that know about the technology, and this stuff can be used against the normal people, black, white, brown, yellow, purple, all at the same time and more efficiently, right? I think we're going to be seeing a lot more targeting. It comes at a time when this UN investigation is coming up, so more information is going to be coming out there. Then more people are going to be targeting a lot. This stuff is being rolled out to the public. So hopefully it's shaking things up. Like everything that's happening is shaking things up. We're all very worried about what's going to happen to our countries, what's going to happen to our lives. But I think that now's the time for targeted individuals and people being oppressed by this technology and gang stalking and everything to really hit hard, because while everything's shaken up, they might not be able to cover it up as much, and they're going to be doing it to more people. They're going to be rolling things out to the public. So we kind of got to just do our best, with all the craziness that's going on in society. So victims may also be used in non-consensual human research for military training. In a 2013 report of the United Nations, it was said that forced psychiatric treatment is torture. It is torture if you're not mentally ill and you're being hit with directed energy weapons and neuro weapons, and they just label you as mentally ill and then give you forced treatment and medication. That is torture. and it's happened to me, and it's happened to a lot of you guys who are subscribed to this channel. All targeted individuals, pretty much. So statements were released on May 31st, 2019 by the United Nations regarding the continued detention of Julian Assange. From the Geneva, Switzerland headquarters, Niels Melzer, UN Special Rapporteur on Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment reports, the evidence is overwhelming and clear. The expert said Mr. Assange has been deliberately exposed for a period of several years to progressively severe forms of cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment, the cumulative effects of which can only be described as psychological torture. You remember I did that video on, like, Julian Assange is definitely being hit by neuroweapons. He's definitely being surveilled, remote neural monitored, remote neural manipulated. It's just, I mean, that's just the logical conclusion there. You know, I think he's still being tortured like that. Let's go to this. I want to show you guys real quick on this petition update that Dr. Black put up here. So UN Human Rights Council call for reports on torture and ill treatment. So this is going to be in October 2020, right? So they already had, I think it was the 74th session. They talked about cyber torture. They talked about, you know, they talked about how the system is allowing, doing cyber torture to citizens, and there's cruel and inhumane treatment. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try and make another video, or maybe I'll do it on a live stream. But I'll tell you what, this weekend we've got to really work hard to get our reports in, to make your testimony. Just as much as you can think of. I'm trying to think how long it should be. I'll probably in an email do my testimony in like maybe a page or something like that. Try to be really succinct and just go through all the different forms of torture, for how long it's been going on, what it's done to my life, the forced psychiatric holds and things like that, and get them in. But I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second, guys. So, the Special Rapporteur on Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment is preparing a report to be presented to the General Assembly at its 75th session in October 2020. That's very hopeful. I hope that we'll be around then. I hope America and Australia and England will still be standing then. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen in our society. Things are getting really bad. Things are getting really bad, and there's just really bad news every day. But this is hopeful. This is a hopeful thing that can bring out what's happening to us. It seems like with so much turmoil and chaos and the riots, Chaz, Chop, all these things, and then what's going on in Atlanta and other cities, crime sprees, just crime shooting up. With all this chaos, it's maybe some things are getting jostled around. It's hard to see a silver lining. I would say be very prepared. Get food, get water. Be very prepared, because I think a lot of people are maybe suspecting, which I suspect, is they're going to have a blackout soon. I think some of T-Mobile towers went out in a whole area. I'm not sure where, but we need to get ready. Just get prepared as much as you can. For targeted individuals, get with your defenses and be taking your supplements and feel as good as you can. The priority that I think is, like, at this point in America, at least, it's kind of like, whoa, you got to be ready to survive. And I've been going, and a lot of you guys have been going through years of severe torture and brain torture. I mean, lately, and I don't know, like, I haven't made a video in a while. I haven't made a video in like a week or something like that. Mainly because just the torture's too bad. And they were doing, my attackers were not electrocuting my brain. It's hard to explain, but like pulsing energy through my brain so much that it was hard to organize my thoughts. And I've done some things to switch things around. I don't want to call it a win yet. I want to wait a little while. So because I'm thinking my attackers do that a lot. They'll pull off and then they'll wait a little while for me to get confident. But yeah, it gets really bad. It's very, injustice is such a small word for what we're going through. And after years of torture, it's like, oh God, America is falling. The economy is broken down. Everybody's locked up because of the coronavirus hoax. Oh man, riots everywhere. And now you got to survive. Now go ahead and get ready. You need to really get with it. You need to really have prepared for this. And so what I was doing, and a lot of you guys, we were just like trying to live day to day and get through the torture. Talk about unfair, right? Unfair for everybody in the world what's happening, because all this stuff is manufactured. All of it is manufactured to take down a lot of capitalist countries and replace it. Not replace it with socialism. So I don't know, a lot of these people that are in Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and they think that they're having a revolution to balance things out and to bring unity. They are being used. They're being used not even to bring about like a communistic or socialist society, but it's going to be like a socialist society. They're going to be rulers. Like there's no society that ever happens where everybody's just their own leader, unless it's the closest thing, right, was the Constitution, where everybody at least had a little bit of freedom, right, in a small government. Trust me, if you want a good life and the most freedom that you can get, you want small government. We still need police. We still need police. Crime skyrockets. People will eat each other. Like, you can't base things off of like, oh, well, I'm a good person and I don't really need police because I do the right thing. We need police. I'm a targeted individual and we need police. And these local police are our best thing. For target that gang stalk us, they're involved in gang stalking and DHS fusion centers and stuff like that. But if the local police go away and are defunded, a lot of these local police will try and get funds from DHS. They'll gang stalk more, and if they completely go away, like if local police quit or completely disbanded, someone will come in there and someone will be issuing the orders. Even in Chaz, they set up their own little police force with guns and beat people up. So there's never a thing, what we had, the Constitution in America before, with local police are good. With a small government, that was the best bet for freedom. Like, what is happening now is so bad, and it's going to bring in such tyranny and totalitarianism. It's incredible. And all you guys know that. You're watching what's happening in the world. It's just ridiculous. I see the Antifa people, and even a lot of people who are in Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is a global organization. Any global organization with billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever, they have a lot of money. It's not grassroots. It's controlled by something. It's controlled by big leftist technocratic interests. We can just see in socialist leftist ideologies, right? And a lot of these people in Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they're being used. They're being used to destroy things. And then if what comes in, this socialist technocracy, a lot of the people who are fighting for a revolution and real unity, they're going to see what happens, and they're going to be the first ones to go. So it's just insane. It's just insane. And like, I don't, we shouldn't be racist, right? But that's an individual thing. That's an individual thing between people. You can't mandate those things on a massive level. And there is racism, right? There is racism in the world, but it's going to get worse. And I say this, that not the peaceful protests, but generating of the riots and people saying, well, we need to do violence, it's time, we're not being heard. It's going to purposefully, like, people are being used to purposefully create more racism, and they're going to be like, hey, you see, there is racism, but they're creating more of it. That's what's going on in the world. It's a false flag culture. People are being used to create more, and some people are like, well, we're doing this to stop it, right? We're doing this to balance things out, but they're being used to make things worse. It's like that. It's a time bomb that you gotta be real careful. You gotta be real careful. Nobody's being real careful. People are like, Viva la Revolution, and they're doing exactly what the top of the pyramid wants, to bring in a horrible system, to bring in first socialism, but with a technocratic bent, and make it more technocratic, and do this big brother thing where it's even worse. People are thinking, oh, well, they'll be surveilled, or maybe surveilled outside of their house. No, looking in your brain and stuff, looking in your brain all the time, and even torturing you if you have the wrong thought, maybe stopping your heart. And those things are happening right now. It's just making it more, making it more intense. So let's stick to the good. I should have. I was just going to do a quick video. Okay, this report seeks to show the widespread practice of torture and ill treatment around the globe, and to highlight the fact that society is complicit and in many cases supports or participates in the abuse. In what appears to be the implementation of a global psychosocial behavior modification program, the people of the world either remain in a state of altered consciousness or entrenched in a severely distorted reality in which critical thinking has been impaired. Which Yuri Bezmenov said, they want to make society where it's like there's a whole lot of truth and a whole lot of facts, but so much chaos is going on that nobody can put together a significant plan to save their lives or their family, right? So what everybody's doing is they're like, well, I need to take care of my family. I need to get prepared to survive, right? But to fix the system, boy, it's just, that was 30 years ago that Yuri Bezmenov, did those interviews, and he was just right on. And it's not Soviet communism. Well, I think he did say global. It's a globalist, socialist technocracy, anarcho-tyranny, where the elite and the cabal can do whatever they want. They can murder, they can look in your brain, they can torture you, whatever. And the middle class and the lower class can't fart in the wrong direction, or they're going to have, nanobot. We already have nanobots in us, but they're going to get their brain shut off, or their heart shut off, or killed, or tortured, or whatever, or behavior modification through directed energy weapons. It's like that bad right now. So this destruction, and then what's going to be built up again? It's not going to be a utopia. Now I don't really know the solutions or anything like that. Everything is so just whack. That incident in Atlanta, that cop was just doing his job, and if that guy wouldn't have resisted arrest, everything would have been fine. And if it was a white guy who resisted arrest like that and shot the cop with a taser, the white guy would have been shot too. So it's not a racial issue in that incident. And that they're giving him felony murder, charging him with felony murder, so he could be put to death if he gets the wrong jury. Insane. I see why cops are quitting. But the thing is, well, oh, what if he gets off of the charge? Well, then Atlanta's gonna burn. I mean, we're in this thing where if there's a situation, he shouldn't have shot the guy. But he was being attacked with a deadly weapon, and he should have handled it better. But when you're in that situation, somebody's resisting arrest, things happen. And as a cop, he's allowed to do that. If he thinks that him or other people are in deathly danger. So that's, I can't believe what is happening. I can't believe, if anybody thinks that is going to bring unity, to do things like that, to like when cops have to be so careful with people, and then the criminals can be as violent as they want, and they're gonna that's not gonna bring you. It's gonna polarize everybody. It's just craziness what's going on in the world. And then on top of that, right, we're being tortured, mind controlled, and everything like that, being held down. To make us unhealthy from being artificially murdered, So maybe we could put our voice into things in an even way, right? And everybody needs to be as logical and really try and have cohesion. White, black, brown, yellow, red. Everybody needs to see each other as individuals and not generalize in big groups. There are tons of smart people of every race all over the world, and those people really need to speak out for justice and logic. And then we need to solve priority problems like people being murdered in their homes. I'm thinking now, since Black Lives Matter is a huge group, and I think it's globally, it's funded by globalists and people are being used. However, I think that I'm just throwing this out there. I think it would be a good idea for black men and women who are targeted to get in touch with them, because I don't hear Black Lives Matter talking about black men and women being tortured in their homes, being experimented on, at least if it's going to be happening, and they're going to be speaking out about oppression. Talk about the oppression. Talk about the oppression. Black women are the biggest percentage of targeted individuals being murdered and raped in their homes by electromagnetic frequencies. I would think maybe some people have contacted them, but they have a lot of money, and if they're trying to do the right thing, then they should definitely be talking about that severe torture and oppression. So please read the call for submissions and do make your replies a stakeholder in bringing it into the abuse worldwide. So it's going to be in October 2020. I'm going to put all this stuff in the links, guys. Didn't mean to get off on tangents. I always do that. And I'm not trying to be racist or anything. We need changes in society. We need to become more equal and stuff like that. But the polarization that's happening is just awful. And everybody considered to be racist speaking, like if they're not the right color and they speak out about it, it's like you can get your life destroyed. That's not equality. If you want people of all colors to have honest conversations in this, and I'm not talking to anybody who watches me, right? Sometimes I talk and it's to people who probably don't watch my videos, and who are watching a lot of SJW videos. You need to make an environment where people can really speak the truth and not afraid of having their business, their life, their family destroyed. Like this PC culture where people are just, it obviously, right? It's not for equality, it's for a political tool. Racism being used as a political tool to take people down, as a weapon. Like to say anybody is racist and just destroy their life, it's being used as like a globalist tool to destroy anybody that they want. I think this is obvious to a lot of people. But peaceful protesting is good. Working towards peaceful solutions, understanding each other, having honest conversations. But I think that, in the environment that's being created, I think white people are just going to be like, they're going to say what Black Lives Matter wants them to say, and there will be no honest conversations. And the reality of it is it's going to create resentment on both sides, white and black, and other races too. I'm just seeing that it's creating what it's saying that it wants to correct. And if an organization is doing something like that, then that means it's not an honest organization, and it has nefarious ends. And obviously Black Lives Matter, like Black Lives Matter, human life matters. That's an obvious thing, but I'm just talking about the organization, doing some very nefarious things and creating polarization and using, racism as a way to destroy people. And it's creating so much polarization in both the black and white communities and probably other communities of other races. It's insane. Insane. Call for input, and everybody has to speak out. Like, things are so bad right now. Like, if somebody maybe is like, oh, you're racist or whatever, I don't care. Like, I'm speaking honestly. Like, I'm a white guy, but like I don't see black people as black until we start talking about racism, right? I just see people as human beings, right? There's tribalism and preference and things like that, which over time that stuff kind of corrects, but Like, people have to speak up. This is so insane. That cop that was just doing his job, it could maybe be executed. Like, I mean, and if he's not, the city's going to be destroyed. There's going to be a whole another wave of riots, right? And then we've got the corona issue. I mean, this is the time to just speak the truth. Everybody, black, white, brown, yellow. Am I missing colors? Red, purple, blue. There's blue people out there. Smurfs. Like, I mean, and I hate it. Like, that wasn't the reason I didn't do videos or anything, because I was worried about talking about the topic. It was really just such bad torture. And so I've been holding all that in. Wow. I just wanted to do this about this issue, but it's an issue that's happening, right? It's an issue that's happening. We need to come together. We need to see each other as human beings and individuals. This racial revenge, like, it's just really bad. And it's just really bad. It's just a really bad thing. And you want people to be more honest, because that's what brings people together in a society of fear. It's like, if I don't say the right thing, boy, and it's used as a weapon. It's used as a weapon. It's going to bring about worse polarization of every race, and that is the plan of globalism. Because, like, think about it. All this stuff with the coronavirus, the pandemic is coming out. People are being tortured in their homes. The economy's being destroyed. Think about how that could bring everybody together. Think about how that could, people stop seeing, and they're like, man, we're in the middle class and the lower class, or maybe higher middle class, and we're all getting murdered in our homes, and our jobs are being destroyed. Boy, we got to get together. We got to get together and fight those guys at the top. Can't let that happen. Got to have, boom, all this stuff about how, like, whites are genetically racist and stuff like that. Gotta get it polarized, right? But a lot of people in Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they're saying that they want to bring. I don't even, do they want to bring about? I mean, obviously not. But they're creating racism, because it's time for everybody to get together. It's not time for like, oh, now, I mean, it's more pronounced now. It's just like Morgan Freeman says, can't keep talking about it. You can't keep putting that perception in people's heads to actually create it, where the biggest percentage of white and black people and other race people really just want to live their lives, and they see other people as human beings, right? Little pockets of racism, but then you do something like this and you really polarize the tribalization and everything like that. Just insane. Like, it's insane, and it's so purposeful. My attackers are hitting me in the left side. I'm getting just a ringing. It's the left side. Okay, so call for input to report psychosocial dynamics conducive to torture and ill treatment. So this went out. Okay, deadline. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I should have just done this quick. So the deadline is June 21st, 2020. So today is Thursday. Thursday, 19th, 20th. So by Sunday. So this weekend, I was thinking I might do like a live stream this weekend, but I think I got to work on this. Work on making it really good, like a page email. Just a page email, just being pretty succinct. First and last name. I guess they can contact us by our email address. So let's read this. Okay, so issued by Special Rapporteur on Torture and Other Cruel, Inhumane, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment. Purpose to inform the Special Rapporteur's annual interim report to be presented to the General Assembly at its 75th session in October 2020. So background, pursuant to General Assembly Resolution 74-143, the Special Rapporteur is mandated to submit an annual interim report to the third committee. Objectives of the report on psychosocial dynamics conducive to torture and ill treatment. The report aims to explore some of the predominant psychosocial dynamics which, in practice, tend to undermine. So let me read this again. This is really important. And actually, Slack TI sent me this. Like right. It was weird. But he sent me this, and I had what Dr. Black had put up, and then the other page, but I didn't have this yet. So thank you for sending me that, Slack. So the report aims to explore some of the predominant psychosocial dynamics which in practice tend to undermine, circumvent, or even paralyze institutional checks and balances, thereby creating environments of unchecked power conducive not only to corruption but also to torture and ill treatment. The larger purpose of the report is to show that the widespread practice of torture and ill treatment, as well as societal acquiescence of or support for such abuse, are deeply rooted in collective psychosocial behavior patterns, which either remain largely unconscious to the human mind or are based on fundamentally flawed rationalizations and severely distorted perceptions of reality. Relevant phenomena include patterns such as system justification, willful ignorance, bystander apathy, right? If it's not happening, like even my family, like my mom really wants to help but just doesn't know how. But like a lot of people, it's like if it's not happening to them, they don't really care about it. It's too weird. You know, some of my more distant relatives just treat me like a mentally ill person. I still love them. My grandma's 90th birthday was recent. It was this past weekend, and we got all of our cars, like, so distant family came, like cousins and stuff like that. We drove to her house, and we were going to drive by my aunt's house. And so I was the first one there. It's like 10 in the morning, and then my cousin and her mom came over there. And I don't see them much, but the family talks, right? Not like they're trying to gang stalk me or anything, but they just talk, and they don't understand what's happening to me. So things get said where people just think I'm mentally ill. But anyway, I walked up to my distant cousin's car, and she was just like kind of getting, she thought it was like she thought I was going to do violence to her or something. It's just what it seemed. It's just like what I felt, and like I was just like, felt so weird. Some of the ones that I see more, they treat me nicer and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that she's a bad person, that my distant cousin's a bad person, but it's just, like I can imagine some of that. Like her mom hangs out with my grandma, and my grandma going, like, oh, he thinks he's being hit with ray beams or something like that, and then it just goes through the family, and they're just instantly think I'm mentally ill. That's why this stuff is going to be really good. And on the 74th meeting, they said a lot about cyber torture, so I'm going to try and get that for a video and put that in the description too, so we can show our family members and our friends that stuff. I need to send all this stuff to my mom, but we need to be. So 8 today, tomorrow, the next day, and then Sunday, right? Is that right, or is it Sunday? We need to have at least maybe more. If you want to do more, I'm not sure, but we just need a report. We need to write a report and send it into. I'll read some more of this in a second, guys. So we need to send it to srtorture@ohchr.org. So that's where we need to send it. And I'm going to put that. I'll put that like at the top under the first link. This will be the first link that I put in to the description, and I'll put it right under it because we need to get on this. This is what I'm going to be doing this weekend. This is what I'm going to be working on this. I'm working on some other stuff too. I kind of felt like when I was like, oh, I got to do something, being tortured, I got to stop it, I'll make a YouTube video. I felt like it got too much like that. So I'm still going to be doing YouTube videos, maybe a live stream every once in a while. I was thinking about maybe doing some shorter stuff, getting information. I was even thinking about maybe, because some of the information I have is on the contractors, scientific articles and things like that. I can do live streams, but I was thinking that it would be really good to compile all that on a website. So I don't know if my energy levels. We're gonna do as much as we can, and we're gonna trust in God, and we're gonna pray to God, and we need to find unity every color. We're all human beings. Like, all that race is when some people evolved in a different spot on the world over a long period of time. We're all like the same. We're all God's children. God, even like, okay, even with, say I'm a white person, there's a different white person, that other white person is different from me. Different talents, different level of intellect, different stuff. Like, because God made a bunch of us all different so we could help each other. So we could use all of our talents. So when you start seeing these differences, it's good. But the, unity, like, is great. And I think that, I mean, even the SJW, the far left side, is like, we need to see, what is it? What's the term for it? I can't think of it right now. But diversity is our strength, right? In a way, our differences, but you can't mandate who people want to hang out with and stuff like that. And you can't make it a PC thing where one race, whatever they say is racist, and then other people of other races can say whatever kind of racist thing against that race that they want to, and it doesn't count. And people are okay. Anyway, we need to find real unity. Real unity. What's happening now is a polarization, and it's using pointing the finger and calling someone racism to bring them down. It's being used as a political tool. People are being used to destroy things and to create what some people are saying like a civil war coming up. We need to fight against that and find real unity. See, even in this video, I'm a white guy. I'm being tortured. Like, I'm being tortured. Where's my white privilege? I'm waiting for my white privilege card. Because I've been tortured like almost all my life. My parents like helped me and stuff like that. And they're good parents, and a lot of black people, a lot of white people, a lot of brown people, they have great parents, and their parents taught them how to do good in life and stuff like that. I don't understand this. And I'm okay. See, but my point is, like, I'm a white guy, but I'm like, oh, am I gonna say something racist? Instead of just talking openly about, like, and like, I know you guys, black and white, brown, yellow, every color that watches my videos, you're logical, balanced people. So that's why I'm kind of speaking so freely. But we need to be able to speak freely and say what we think. Like, this cancel, it's a weapon. That's not somebody, like I saw Stephen Amell. He's the guy who was Green Arrow. Like, he didn't even say anything about race. They tried to, he asked to be educated by a black woman. Like, educate me if I'm saying something wrong. Dude, and they're just going after him. You have white privilege, you shouldn't even be able to talk. Like, it's not reverse racism, it's racism. Like, a lot of people, they say, well, there is no, it's not really, they're right, there's just racism. There's just racism, and there's a lot of it. There's a lot more because of everything that's happening, right? This is obvious to you guys. But, like, I think about it, I'm like, but I'm being tortured. I'm being oppressed. Everybody's being oppressed. That's the point. Like, all of us together, all the races, in a certain class level, right? And that's what a lot of people are saying. It's a class issue. It's a money issue. It's a money issue. It's not a race issue. It's a money issue. Like, I don't have a lot of money. Well, and I was just tortured, right? And I'm tortured. But I see a lot of people, like Antifa people and Black Lives Matter people, who, they're not tortured. They're not oppressed. They're very rich. And they're talking about how, and I'm like, well, I'm being tortured, and they're saying that, like, I have some kind of privilege. That's a generalization, right? That's a generalizing. Okay, anyway, let me finish this up. But you guys know what I'm saying. We need real unity. We need real unity. We need to see each other as individuals. This PC crap, this PC crimes and stuff like that, being used as political weapons, it's not going to turn out good. It creates more polarization. We need to really be able to talk. And people really need to speak out. Like, I guess it's easy for me to say, right? I have a small YouTube channel, which I'm not making money off of or anything, so I can speak my mind. But like if a huge channel was talking like I'm talking, like SJWs, Antifa, Black Lives Matter would be all over them. Would be all over them calling them racist. You see what I'm saying? You see my point? I know you guys watching videos see my point. It's insanity. In most, actually, and that's the thing we've got to realize, right? We can't generalize groups because most black people understand that it's insanity coming from the left. And that's what I'm afraid that more white people are going to generalize and more black people are going to generalize. And we're going to stop understanding that most races, most people in every race are pretty logical and just want to go on with their lives and want to make things better, but they don't want to weaponize racism, right? Weaponizing people, weaponizing racism. Asymmetrical warfare just weaponizes everything. And this is a really, the way that false flags are done, lately in the more recent times, they always do it with something that's very sensitive. So that it can be used as a more accurate weapon, right? So if you speak out against it, you're evil. Like a lot of like the school in Connecticut and things like that. Relevant phenomena include patterns such as system justification, willful ignorance, bystander apathy, diffusion of responsibility, obedience, utilitarian moral disengagement, and group-based moral disengagement. So group-based moral disengagement. A lot of these gang stalkers and the people microwaving me is totally morally disengaged. It's it's like you don't have a moral compass. Like people, it's like moral relativism. Like people are all up into that moral relativism. They justify doing whatever evil they need to for whatever cause that they want to do. Like the people microwaving me and mind controlling me. So key questions and types of input sought. The upcoming report aims to demonstrate that torture and other forms of ill treatment cannot be effectively eradicated in any governance system failing to fully acknowledge and rigorously mitigate the corrosive effect of such psychosocial dynamics through normative, institutional, and policy measures, ensuring full transparency and strict accountability for all exercise of governmental power, with a view to ensuring the broadest possible consultations despite the worldwide COVID-19 crisis. The Special Rapporteur invites electronic submissions from states, civil society, experts, and other stakeholders, both on the relevant psychosocial dynamics conducive to torture and ill treatment and on recommended normative, institutional, and policy measures of prevention and mitigation. All right, so this is the email, and I'm going to put this link first, then the email, and then the petition, right? The petition that Dr. Black put up. And we gotta hope that a lot of things come out in October 2020. Do as much as we can till then, right? Stay alive, It's going to be continual, it's going to be continual. All this bad stuff is going to be continual up until the election, and then depending on what happens, right? Any event that's going on, if it's not to the liking, of Antifa and those on the left, and Black Lives Matter, cities are going to burn, lives will be destroyed. It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm a moral person. I'm not racist. A lot of the things that are going on, it's using race. It's worse than racism. It's using racism as a weapon to destroy good people. And it's socialism. It's worse than, it'll bring about socialism. My bottom line on that stuff, because I want to be careful what I say. I have black, white, I have people, targeted individuals who are all being tortured of all colors. I love you all. I love people for their character, right? If somebody is an asshole, I don't like them. If somebody is a good person and they're smart or whatever, no, even dumb people, if they're not assholes, I like them. White, black, brown, whatever. But it's just what Dr. Martin Luther King said, you judge people by the content of their character. This using calling, dog whistling, calling people, racist, and this like, it's so sad. It is so sad that man died and that cop shot him recently. That's awful, and the cop should have been able to do something else. He should have, but it's not a legal question. He was within his rights, and that stuff happens as a police officer, and it's sad and it's awful, and it happens to white and black people. Burning down a Wendy's, what they're gonna felony murder for cops aren't gonna want to do their jobs anymore, And trust me, I'm a targeted individual, right? So I'm gang stalked by local police. I'm gang stalked by a sheriff's department. Like, I don't really like cops, but you start making a bunch of local cops quit, defund them, disband some of them. We get places like this Chaz thing or whatever, things will get worse. The stuff that targeted individuals are experiencing, somebody's going to come in and be even way more You want local police, it's like they participate in gang stalking, but it can be a whole lot worse is the problem. And that's what they're trying to do. People think, oh, we're not going to have police. It's this airy-fairy thing that, like, we're not going to have police and we'll just be able to govern our own lives and everything. No, that's not what's going to happen. Somebody's going to take power in that. I don't know the answers, guys, but I guess that was all. I should have at least done a short video on what I thought, because I diluted the UN stuff. It's all right. I just wanted to really just get the information out, and I hope nobody takes offense to what I say. Like, I love everybody of every color. Content of character is what I go by. So I just see what's happening, and it's at the worst time. It's at this perfect time where things were getting so bad for everyone. Think about it, right? As a targeted individual, all of our races that we are as targeted individuals, we're going through hell. We're being murdered, so we don't see color. Like, a black targeted individual is just a guy or a woman who's going through the same thing as me. Think about how much that brings us together. Now think about all the crises in all these countries, the coronavirus hoax and I don't think it's totally hoax. I think something's going on, but I think it's complicated and it's not how they present it. So we shouldn't be on lockdown. That's the main thing. But all the bad stuff, people losing their jobs, the economy being destroyed, way more crisis every day. Think about how that can bring people together to look at who's the real problem up top. So think about the timing of all this. That's what I'm saying. I think this is obvious to you guys. Alright, I hope I didn't dilute the important information too much. I will put it in the description, this, and in the petition too. They're almost to 5,000. She's almost to 5,000. So we want to get her even past that. And then in this weekend, I'm going to be working on just a testimony. So it's going to be a report. You want to do a report in an email to send to, to send to sr-torture@ohchr.org. I think just go, well, do it how you want to do it. But I'm just saying, like, try and encompass things and be as condensed as as brief. Brevity is the soul of all wit. So I must be a dumbass. Always try. I'm going to try harder to just get information out. But when I want to talk about something, we've gone through torture and all this stuff that I'm just like, I'm just going to say what I want to say. It's just a gift. It's a gift to still be able to do that. When my brain works, like, this is my thing. When my brain works, when it's not like pulsed with energy to where I can't like organize and I can actually speak, just gotta get it out. Alright, I love you guys. I love all you guys, and I hope you're doing some things to get some comfort. We just gotta prepare for the worst of the worst. Stay hopeful about this next UN thing. I'll be putting out some more information on this, but probably this weekend. I may do a shorter video, but I want to, get organized and work on my report for this. and I went ahead and signed the petition. You can also donate to that petition. Alright guys, I love y'all. I'll probably see y'all soon. I don't know, it kind of just depends. I'm kind of on the when I'm inspired or have important information, you know, that's when I'm going to make a video. So but I really hope y'all are doing well. This is a lot of really good information on the original petition, so I'll put that next, and then the update on the petition. But this is a lot of really good information to send our families and friends, senators. I'm also going to do, I know a lot of people have written the president. I'm going to go ahead and write the president like like a letter, like a formal letter talking about my family, and like, you know, they were entrepreneurs and stuff like that, and you know, I didn't do any crimes, and then, you know, talking about the torture, ask him if he can help at all. I don't even know if he'll read it. Probably gets tons of letters. Alright guys, I love y'all. God bless you. God bless all your families. God protect you. God give you strength. May the force be with you. And let's just keep going. Let's just keep doing the best that we can do. Keep doing the best that we can do. Hopefully, you know, I mean, there needs to be civil unrest for the right reasons, right? That's a complicated thing. Like, I look at the protests, and it's like, yes, we need to protest. We need to be protesting for like black, white, brown, you know, yellow, blue people being tortured in their homes. So keep that in mind. You know, and I mean, and we need more unity. Peaceful protest for more unity. For more unity is good. You know, for more rights for everybody, and everybody just balancing out so that we're all humans. Don't want to polarize things. Like, if you're a white person and you're like, don't polarize things. Fight for peace. If you're a black person, we don't need polarization. Like, if you know, we need more unity, and we need to be more honest with each other. And I think as people, right, as intelligent people, all of us, we can tell when somebody's racist. Like, people say stuff, but this PC stuff where you gotta watch, you know, the truth can be attacked. If like pointing a finger and calling someone racist because maybe they have conservative values and or something like that, if it's used as a weapon, it's very, very, very dangerous, and it will cause polarization and worse. You know, everybody knows this who watches my videos. I guess I just had to kind of opine about it. This thing in October is hopeful. This petition's hopeful. I'm going to be working on some stuff, you know, doctor, private investigators, and things like that. There's so much stuff we can do to keep fighting. I don't know what's going to happen in the future to our countries. We just got to do the best that we can do. Get as many resources as we can find. Help each other. Get through the worst of times. Hunker down. Like these last couple of weeks, my brain wasn't even working. Like, I literally so mind controlled that, like, doing stuff, it was like my brain would fight me on it, you know, trying to get useful stuff done. Alright, I love you guys. God bless y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. That's about an hour. It's supposed to be 15 minutes. Alright, I love you guys.